My fellow Americans, I stand before you tonight at a crossroads that will define the future of this republic for centuries to come. In less than 24 hours, the United States Congress will convene for a vote that is unprecedented in our history. It is not a vote on a budget. It is not a vote on a trade deal. It is a vote to determine whether the President of the United States remains above the law or if he finally faces the justice that has been waiting for him for decades. We are watching the clock tick down on the presidency of Donald J. Trump. But more importantly, we are watching the clock tick down on his immunity. The vote Congress is preparing to cast a bipartisan resolution declaring the president a clear and present danger to national security and demanding his immediate removal is the final step before the inevitable happens. And let us be very clear about what that inevitable is. It is not a quiet retirement to Mar-a-Lago. It is not a book tour. It is a federal indictment, an arrest warrant, and a jail cell. I know how jarring it is to hear those words. Jail, president. They are two words that should never belong in the same sentence. But Donald Trump has forced them together through a career of criminality that has now culminated in the ultimate betrayal of the United States. The evidence that has come to light in the last week, evidence that I have reviewed, evidence that the Joint Chiefs have reviewed, evidence that even his staunchest defenders in the Senate can no longer ignore leaves us with no other choice. For years, this man has acted as though the presidency was a shield. He believed that the seal of the United States protected him from the consequences of his actions. He used the Department of Justice as his personal law firm. He used the pardon power to obstruct investigations. He used the bully pulpit to intimidate witnesses. But the shield has cracked. The revelation of the Patriot 7 satellite betrayal, selling of our military's eyes and ears to a foreign adversary to cover his own detsches, stripped away every layer of protection he had left. Treason does not have executive privilege. Espionage does not have immunity. When the House and Senate vote tomorrow, they are not just voting to impeach. They are voting to hand Donald Trump over to the custody of the United States Marshals. This is the reality he is facing, and it is the reason why we are seeing such panic, such desperation, and such unhinged rhetoric coming from the White House tonight. He knows that the moment he is stripped of his office, the handcuffs go on. I want to talk about why this vote is historic. We have impeached presidents before, but we have never removed a president because he was an active asset of a foreign power. We have never removed a president because he was a verified participant in a criminal trafficking enterprise. The unsealed Epstein files, which finally broke through the wall of silence this week, paint a picture of moral depravity that is disqualifying on its own. But when you combine that moral rot with the selling of state secrets, you do not just have a bad president, you have a traitor. The men and women of Congress who will cast their votes tomorrow are under immense pressure. They are being threatened. They are being told that if they vote for justice, their careers are over. They are being told that the MAGA movement will destroy them. But I have spoken to many of them in private. Republicans who have been silent for 9 years are finally finding their voices. Why? Because they have seen the raw intelligence. They have heard the audio recordings of Donald Trump laughing while he bartered away the safety of American troops. They realize that there is no career worth saving if the country itself is sold off to the highest bidder. This vote is a test of loyalty. Not loyalty to a party, but loyalty to the Constitution. If you vote to keep this man in power, you are voting to legalize treason. You are voting to say that the president can sell nuclear secrets and face no consequence. You are voting to say that the president can rape and traffic women and face no consequence. If Congress fails to act, they are not just acquitting Donald Trump, they are dissolving the United States government. But I do not believe they will fail. The evidence is too overwhelming. The anger of the American people is too palpable. I have seen the polls, but more importantly, I've seen the streets. I have seen veterans marching, demanding accountability for the betrayal of their service. I've seen parents demanding accountability for the safety of their children. The tide has turned. The spell is broken. Donald Trump faces jail not because of a political vendetta. He faces jail because he broke the law. He broke the Espionage Act. He broke the RICO statutes. He obstructed justice. He tampered with witnesses. In any other country, or for any other citizen, this would not even be a debate. He would already be in custody. The only reason he is not is because of the office he holds. And tomorrow, that office will be taken from him. We must prepare ourselves for the reaction. Donald Trump is not a man who accepts defeat. He is a man who burns the house down on his way out. We are already seeing the calls for violence on his social media platforms. We are seeing the lies being spread that this is a coup. Let us be very clear. Enforcing the law is not a coup. Holding a criminal accountable is not a coup. Protecting the national security of the United States is not a coup. It is the job of the government. The real coup is what Donald Trump has been doing every single day of his presidency. The real coup was installing his family members as shadow diplomats. The real coup was using the military to protect his private business interests. The real coup was selling our sovereignty to oligarchs and dictators. We are the counter coup. We are the restoration of order. To the millions of Americans who voted for him, I know this is hard to accept. I know you believed he was on your side. I know you felt he was fighting for you against a corrupt system. But I ask you to look at the undeniable facts. A man who fights for you does not sell the satellite data that protects your country. A man who fights for you does not use his power to silence the victims of sexual abuse. A man who fights for you does not loot the treasury to pay off his foreign debts. He didn't drain the swamp. He built a castle in the middle of it and locked you out. You are not the enemy. You are the victims of the greatest con in American history. And tomorrow, when Congress votes, they are voting to free you from that con just as much as they are voting to protect the rest of us. The impending arrest of Donald Trump will send a shockwave through the world. It will tell our allies that America is back. It will tell the dictators who thought they had bought the president that their investment has just gone to zero. It will tell the tech oligarchs who facilitated this surveillance state that their immunity is gone too, because make no mistake, Trump is just the head of the snake. The investigation does not stop with him. The shadow cabinet, the billionaires who funded this treason are next. I want to speak for a moment about the specific charges that await him. The Department of Justice has prepared a sealed indictment that will be unsealed the moment the Senate vote concludes. We expect charges related to the mishandling of classified information that make his previous indictments look like traffic tickets. We expect charges related to the brownstone blackmail ring, implicating him in a conspiracy to extort federal officials. This is why he faces jail. Not house arrest, not probation, real prison time. The severity of these crimes demands a sentence that matches the betrayal. Some will say that jailing a former president is divisive. Some will say we should move on for the sake of unity. I reject that entirely. There is no unity without justice. There is no healing without accountability. If we let him walk away, if we let him retire to a golf course after selling out his country, we are telling every future tyrant that treason is permissible as long as you are popular. We cannot set that precedent. We must send a message that echoes through history. In America, you answer for your crimes no matter how powerful you are. The vote tomorrow is also a vote of confidence in our system. It is a declaration that the checks and balances still work. The legislative branch is standing up to the executive branch. The judicial branch is preparing to do its duty. The system was bent, it was battered, it was bruised, but it did not break. And tomorrow, it snaps back. I urge you to watch the proceedings, watch the faces of the people casting their votes. You will see fear in some, yes, but you will also see relief. The relief of knowing that the nightmare is finally ending. The relief of knowing that they no longer have to lie to cover for a madman. The relief of knowing that they can finally put the country first. And when the vote passes, and I believe with every fiber of my being that it will pass, do not be afraid of the chaos that Trump threatens. He is a paper tiger. He has no army. He has no moral authority. He has only a shrinking circle of sycophants who are currently trying to cut deals with prosecutors to save themselves. He is alone. The image of the strong man has been shattered by the reality of the criminal. We are about to turn the page. The chapter of American carnage is closing. The chapter of American justice is beginning. It will be messy. It will be loud. But it is necessary. We are excising a tumor from the body politic so that the patient can live. Tonight, I ask you to pray for our country. Pray for the members of Congress to have the courage to do what is right. Pray for the law enforcement officers who will be tasked with the historic duty of taking a president into custody. And pray for the victims, the young women, the soldiers, the citizens who suffered because of this man's greed and malice. Tomorrow, we vindicate them. Donald Trump faces jail because he earned it. He worked for it. He committed crimes for it. And now the bill is due. The United States of America is collecting its debt. Stay strong. Stay united. And know that tomorrow the sun will rise on a nation that proved once and for all that we are a government of laws, not of men. Thank you.